Welcome to a 24-hour reading vlog. I am very excited to read as much as I can for the next 24 hours. I just got off work. It is officially 4:09, so we will start it now. This is going to end at 4:09 tomorrow, and I actually have no work or anything that I absolutely have to do for the next 24 hours, but I do have a lot of books that I have not gotten to yet this month, so I figured now would be a great opportunity to do a 24-hour reading vlog. I wanted to start it now while I'm in the car getting off work because I'm going to start listening to an audiobook. I'm going to start off with the audiobook for Lore of the Wilds. This is like a young adult romantasy debut. All I got from the description was it kind of involves this magical library. It has to do with fae. This is young adult. I don't remember if I mentioned that already or not. There is a love triangle, it seems like, and there's an impossible task. So I did see on Goodreads this does not have the greatest of reviews, so I'm just gonna start listening to this on the drive home. I'm gonna go pick up something to eat, and I will use this time to see if this is an audiobook that I want to see through to the end or not. I want to pick up this one now because the sequel, Lore of the Tides, I believe, is coming out soon, and I want to know if I want to purchase the Fairy Loot edition or not, but I'm going to listen to this first one first to see if it's going to be like worth my time and money. So I'm 15% into Lore of the Wilds, and unfortunately it's going to be a DNF for me. I went and looked at some spoilers, and I was looking at all the reviews, and the reviews are honestly just terrible, but I was really hoping that I would have a different opinion, so I gave it a chance, and I got 15% into it, and unfortunately, yeah, DNFing. I was hoping maybe I would be part of the minority that loved it, but oh well. It saves me money in that I don't have to now go buy the Fairy Loot editions because they're so beautiful, which makes me sad because the covers on these books are gorgeous. Lore of the Wilds and Lore of the Tides, they're so beautiful, but the story just really didn't draw me in. Like, I didn't care, I wasn't invested, especially coming off the last audiobook I just listened to, The Lion Women of Tehran. It was so good, and it hooked me from the very beginning that if 15% in I wasn't caring about anything yet, I just gotta move on to the next audiobook. So I'm going to go ahead and listen to Shield of Sparrows. It was between Shield of Sparrows or Dream Count. I have both of those checked out from Libby right now, and I have about 30 more minutes driving left. I just made a pit stop to get some pizza, and oh my gosh, let me just share with you guys real quick the loveliness of why I'm going to talk very quickly so I can go ahead and finish eating my food. I'm about to head to Cinnabon, which is a whole other story I will explain later, but I'm going to listen to this for about 30 minutes as I'm driving around. I'm gonna listen to Shield of Sparrows. It's a 20-hour audiobook, so potentially I could finish it by tomorrow because I listen to things at 2 times speed, but most likely not. But I'll just see how far I can get in this vlog. Shield of Sparrows is another romantasy book, which makes me a little bit nervous because I haven't had the best of luck with them lately, but we're gonna give this one a go and hope it's different. I read online that they're making this into like an Amazon movie or something, so what made me choose between if I was going to read Dream Count or Shield of Sparrows, I went onto Goodreads and I was like, whichever one has a higher rating, I'll read. Dream Count, I think, was at like 3.69 or 3.8, something like that. But Shield of Sparrows is at almost 4.5. So this book has a high rating. Let's listen and see if it's actually like going to live up to the hype or not. Okay, it is now a few hours later, and are you guys ready for my verdict on Shield of Sparrows? I'm going to keep reading it. I'm 10% in, and I'm already liking it a lot better than Lore of the Wilds. I feel like this book, I'm going to predict it's going to probably be like a 4-star rating. But yeah, while I was driving around, I got 10% into the book. I am committed now. I'm going to continue reading unless for some reason in the next like 20-30% something like really bad happens, like I'm really bored or something, but right now it's keeping my attention. I'm back home now, and so now I need to pick what book I'm going to read next. I decided I want to start something like one of my physical books and read for as long as I can until I need a brain break, which these days isn't that long. Unfortunately, my brain is being corrupted just like everybody else's with social media, but I'm gonna try and attempt to read at least partially 2 physical books that are on my TBR for this month, so I can kind of get a nice little encouraging push on my reading plans for this month. So we have Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales, the final book in this trilogy, and we also have The Woman in the Wallpaper, which this has really beautiful sprayed edges. Emily Wilde's book also has nice sprayed edges as well. This one is more of a historical fiction book. This one's quite chunky, so I would love to be able to get, I don't know, maybe like 50 to 100 pages into each of these books tonight. I think I'm going to start with Emily Wilde's book. I also do have an ebook that just came through on my holds list at the library for The Great Man. So I'm probably gonna try and read that one tonight too. Maybe I'll try to do like 50 pages of each of them to give me a little start, and then I can share with you guys like my first impressions on these books and if there's any that are initial DNFs. And then tomorrow I will attempt to finish whichever book it is that I'm enjoying the most. I finished 50 pages of Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales, and I am enjoying my time so far. I think it's taking me a little bit of time to get back into this world because it has been a while since I read the other two books. The other two books, I listened to them on audiobook as well. So this is my first time actually like reading one of these books with my eyeballs and I'm enjoying it. As I'm reading it, like things are coming back to me from the previous two books. I can't really say too much without giving spoilers away for the other two books. Of course, my neighbors want to be loud now with construction at 9 p.m. But yeah, I feel like the author does a good job of giving us enough context clues to trigger things that happened in the other books to remember. So I, for the most part, am able to follow along without being confused at all. It's fairly easy to jump back into the story. Will this be the book that I try to finish for the rest of the 24-hour vlog? I am not sure yet. We got to try the other two. So next I'm going to jump into, if I can find wherever I tossed it. Next I'm going to jump into The Woman in the Wallpaper. This is by Laura Jones. I'm gonna go ahead and take off the jacket while I'm reading it. This book is almost 500 pages, so I doubt I would be able to finish this by tomorrow unless it's like amazingly great, but we'll go ahead and give this one a shot. It is taking place in Paris in 1789. I'll tell you guys what it says on the blurb. It's the Oberst factory, which crafts exquisite wallpaper for the most fashionable French homes, is a place shrouded in mystery. Most enigmatic is the woman pictured in each of its prints, rumored to be the late Madame Oberst, who died in peculiar circumstances. I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. There's like another 2 paragraphs, but I don't wanna get too much of the plot as I'm about to jump into it, but it does take place during the French Revolution, I believe. So I will come back and update you guys after I finished 50 pages. So I just read the first introductory note and I just wanted to share this because I thought it was really cool. So it says that the novel was inspired by an actual factory near Paris that made wallpapers and fabrics that were in this style of like repeating florals or pastoral scenes, and it's still popular today. So what's really cool is it says that a lot of the chapters or their names come from the designs produced at Oberkampf's factory. And I'm wondering if the print now on the side is one of the designs from the wallpaper. That would be really cool if it was. I'll have to try to look into that. Okay, it is about 10:30, time for another check-in. I actually am only on page 31. I haven't made it to page 50 yet, but not because the book isn't good. I'm actually really enjoying this book, and I think that I may make this the book that I try to finish tomorrow. Maybe, we'll see. I still need to try The Great Man, and this book is chunky, so I doubt it. But I will probably make very good progress in this book, but I did take a break for a second because I got distracted with my good news. So I found out I'm probably going to Chicago in August. And so, of course, I had to start researching all of the bookstores that are in Chicago. And did you guys know there's over 50 indie bookstores in Chicago, which is crazy. I made a list of 10 bookstores that I want to visit. And of course, I had to make a whole Google map so I could find out how close they were to each other. And now I'm like looking at car rentals and everything because I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get from one location to the other. I need to research like the public transportation system in Chicago. But yeah, I'm excited for that. So let me know if you guys know any bookstores in Chicago that you would recommend to me. Right now, I've just started my initial research on TikTok, and yeah, I found some really cute bookstores that I'm very excited to get to. So I'm going to continue on and get to the 50-page mark, and then I'll give you guys a true update on my feelings on this book so far. Okay, so I got to page 50. and I'm really enjoying the book so far. I would love to keep going, but I do want to try out The Great Man and see which of the two I want to keep going for the rest of this vlog. But I need to take a break now and rest my eyeballs because I have read 100 pages, and that is a lot for me lately to read at once. And I still am going to try and read another 50. And I went to Cinnabon earlier and got a Cinnabon. I told you guys there was a story behind why I had to go to Cinnabon. I've been craving Cinnabon for months now. Before I got married, I could barely fit in my wedding dress because I purchased one that was like right off the rack. So I literally could not gain like any weight or else this dress was going to pop. And so I was like, I can't have a Cinnabon until I get back from my honeymoon. And so now I have had no time to actually go to the mall and get one, but I bought a Cinnabon. I thought I would just share that with you guys that I have been craving the Cinnabon for months. And I got extra frosting, you know. I'm going to warm this up right now, and I don't know what I'm going to do while I eat this. Maybe I'll like watch TV or listen to an audiobook. Probably going to watch TV, rest my reading part of my brain for a little bit. So I will check back in with you guys after I start The Great Man, because after I eat this, I'm going to start The Great Man. Once I get to page 50, I will update you on how that book is going.
Many unbearable hours later.
Hello, time for another check-in. Quite some time has passed since the last time I updated you guys with how this 24-hour reading vlog is going. It is currently 1 p.m. I am finishing doing my makeup, and then I'm going to go ahead and record some reels, maybe a YouTube video. Last night I went to sleep, and yeah, this wasn't like a no sleep 24-hour reading vlog. I was definitely getting some sleep, even though I did go to bed way too late last night. I am 31 years old. I am not going a whole night without sleep just to read. And so now I'm up. I finished doing my hair this morning because it had been a little while since I had taken care of that. And I listened to Shield of Sparrows while I was doing my hair, while I was cleaning. I'll probably listen to it while I make some lunch right now, and I'm enjoying it. I'm about a little over a third of the way into it. I think I have around like 7 hours to go, so it's going to be impossible for me to finish it during this 24-hour vlog, but I will continue going with that. I'm really itching to get back to The Woman in the Wallpaper. I really enjoyed that book. In the beginning, we're following the perspectives of like two sisters, and some huge like tragic event happens that ends up steering their lives off of the course they thought it was going on. And so I'm very interested into getting back into that book. I also did complete the 50 pages of The Great Man, and I'm really enjoying that one as well. At the beginning of that book, I don't remember if I mentioned it's like a Great Gatsby retelling, but at the beginning of that book, we're following a soldier who just got back from war in the 40s, and he's going to live with his cousin in LA. And as he gets there, he sees like the difference of how things works. He is a Black man who grew up in the South, and things are a bit different than he's used to. And he's definitely not used to Black people who are wealthy. And his cousin's husband, he's very wealthy. He has like a insurance company or something, and they live in a wealthy neighborhood. He's just not used to it, and they end up going to a party. And so yeah, it's definitely giving very much Great Gatsby vibes. We met James Mann. I think James Mann was his name. He's this mysterious man who is kind of starting to take our main character under his wing. And so that's as far as I got within the first 50 pages. I'm definitely going to be continuing all these books that I'm talking about, even if I don't finish it during this vlog. Shield of Sparrows I'm really enjoying, but I have a feeling that one's probably going to end up being like maybe around like a 4-star read if I had to predict it now. But with The Great Man and The Woman in the Wallpaper, I feel like those ones both have potentials to be 5-star reads, so we're just gonna have to see how the rest go. Yeah, I'm gonna go eat some food, which I don't even know why I'm putting lip product on right now when it's gonna be eaten off my face from my food. But then I'm gonna record some content. I've really been trying to be active on on my Bookstagram, Book Talk, and BookTube channel. So I am going to try to batch record some stuff today that I can use throughout the rest of the month. And if I can get that done, that will be great, because then later on tonight I can work on like editing all that stuff. I'm hoping it won't take too long, because like I do want to continue reading more physically during the last couple hours that are left in this 24-hour reading vlog. Okay, it is almost 3 o'clock, and so we have just over an hour left in my 24-hour reading vlog. I just finished recording a whole bunch of reels. I'm gonna take a break for a little bit, I think, and do some reading, at least for like 20 minutes or so, and then I need to figure out what YouTube video I want to sit down and record. Something that will be something I could just sit and record easily and put it up tomorrow. So I'm gonna kind of be brainstorming that in the back of my mind. I'm gonna go back now to reading The Woman in the Wallpaper, and I'll update you guys after I finish another chunk of that. Hello, it is past 4 and I made it to page 80 before I fell asleep. I desperately needed a nap. And so this concludes the 24-hour reading vlog. So let me think back to what I read and see if I was successful in my reading over the past 24 hours. So I read 80 books of The Woman in the Wallpaper. I will be completing this by the end of the month, so look forward to my final thoughts on this book in the wrap up. But I am enjoying where I left off on here. Our main characters have just moved to a new city, and we also are introduced to a third perspective that we're reading from, so I'm curious to see how they tie in together. I'm still on page 50 of Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales, and I'm enjoying this one. As well as on page 50 in The Great Man, and I really enjoyed that one as well. With my audiobook, Shield of Sparrows, I'm currently 36% into it. I have about 6.5 hours left, so I'll definitely be finishing that within the next day or two. I'm officially DNFing for sure Lore of the Wilds. Yeah, that one just wasn't for me. So altogether, yeah, I got through like a third of an audiobook and about 180 pages, which is definitely good for me. I typically can read about a third of an audiobook or listen to a third of an audiobook in a typical 24-hour period. And then as far as how many pages I read, like that's on par. Like I did definitely read my average amount that I would have in 24 hours. I thought I would read maybe a little bit more. But yeah, I am happy with where I got to with my reading. It was a nice extra little push that I will definitely give all my final thoughts on these books during my wrap up for the month of June. So subscribe so you can definitely be around when I post that. I think I want to start doing a 24-hour reading vlog, maybe either once a month in the beginning of the month or in like mid-month, just to kind of help give me a little push and taste test a whole bunch of books that I have on my TBR for the month, so I can see if I'm gonna really commit to them or not. But that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this 24-hour vlog. I know there wasn't really much except me just sitting in my car or in the house. I didn't really go anywhere actually in the last 24 hours except the car and the house. I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and take care. Bye.